Copyright laws apply to all contents of this video. Hello, JOMAJ Studios here, and this is our original fantasy action adventure, Like Water, The Next Age. Episode 10. Barnabas, Eyes and Ruby had been traveling for a little under a day when they came to an old medieval castle in the middle of a large field. Wow, this is beautiful, commented Barnabas. Barnabas, said Ruby, pointing at the fact that an infrared dot was on his chest as a result of a woman pointing a gun at him from high on top of the castle's wall. Hello there, greeted Barnabas enthusiastically. Keep it moving, shouted back the woman. We were hoping maybe we could get some shelter for the night, stated Barnabas. The woman responded by firing a bullet that hit right beside where the trio stood. The next shot will not miss, warned the woman. Okay, no problem. Sorry to be a nuisance, said Barnabas as he and his traveling partners began to distance themselves from the castle. You're adorable, said Ruby. Why, thank you, responded Barnabas. I'm serious. You could break into that castle and dismantle whatever defenses they have in there, but you choose to act like a scared little boy when they point a single gun at you, highlighted Ruby with admiration in her eyes. The truth is, we all belong to be in this messed up world. And the biggest lie being embraced right now is do whatever you can to survive, even at the expense of your own humanity, which is pointless if your soul ends up being damned. This is why the Bible says, he who tries to save his life will lose it, and he who chooses to lose his life for the sake of the Lord actually ends up saving it. All I can do is try to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with word and deed, and sometimes that means backing off like a scared little boy. Now stop complimenting me before Eyes gets the wrong idea, responded Barnabas jokingly. Eyes in turn responded with a look that said, as if. An hour later, Barnabas created a temporary camp where they stopped to have something to eat and get some rest. The trio were able to get almost 3 hours sleep before being woken up by 6 heavily armed women who were all pointing automatic weapons at them. Can I help you? Said Barnabas as he subtly stopped Eyes from retaliating. Stand up, ordered the woman who seemed to be the leader of the group. Barnabas, Eyes and Ruby complied. What is this about? Asked Barnabas. A woman in our community was murdered, replied the leader. And you think we're responsible? Asked Ruby. That's right, responded the leader. Are you from the castle we passed about 7 hours ago? Asked Barnabas. So you admit to entering our community, said the woman. So you think we entered your castle, killed this member of your community and ran here? After we couldn't even look at your home without being shot at? Responded Barnabas. That's right, said the woman. So what exactly is the plan here? Asked Ruby. We arrest you, put you on trial and execute you if necessary, answered the woman bluntly. Please don't take this the wrong way, but if you were in the business of killing members of your community, we wouldn't have to hide it, pointed out Barnabas. Really? Responded the leader after receiving the programmer's words as a challenge. Really, replied Barnabas, then causing all the women's guns to melt. One of the women tried to attack from behind with a knife, but is casually knocked out by a single punch from Eyes, who doesn't even look at her. The way I see it, you have 3 options. You can keep provoking my wife and get seriously injured. You can let us be, or you can allow me to catch the murderer who is clearly living among you, said Barnabas. Barnabas, Eyes and Ruby were driven back to the castle, where Barnabas was allowed to examine the victim's body with his programming skills. She was stabbed, but her guard was down right up to the attack. And even after she was stabbed, there was no struggle, commented Barnabas. How many children do you have living here? He then asked. About 15, responded the leader. I need to speak with them, said Barnabas. All the children were seated in the community's courtyard for Barnabas to observe. He then approached a little girl who was about 7 years of age. What's your name? Asked Barnabas. Maya, responded the little girl. Why did you kill her, Maya? Asked Barnabas to the shock of everyone around. My dad was hurt when he brought me here. They let me in, but they let him die outside, said the girl, then bursting into tears. Is that true? asked Ruby. We don't allow men in here because they are dangerous, defended the leader. And women aren't? Replied Ruby. Have you ever met a female bandit? Asked the leader in an effort to reinforce her point. Eyes approached the little girl, gently picked her up and proceeded to leave the community, while the little girl cried in her arms. Barnabas and Ruby, without saying a word, followed her. That is the end of episode 10. But before we go, answer this episode's question. Should any character in this episode be punished? If yes, how and why? Give your answers in the comments below, as well as on our Facebook and Twitter page. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for the next one. Until then, subscribe to JOMAJ Studio YouTube channel, add us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Link to our website on all social media can be found in the description box below. See you later.